Greetings, Mech Warriors! I'm TTB, and this is German Mechgineering. Welcome back, everybody. Today we're playing the Cyclops Sleipnir. If you were smart, you picked it up during the Assaulty sale that's currently going on. If you haven't done so yet, maybe this will convince you to buy your very own Sleipnir. And I took a tried and tested build that we had on the Annihilator, the quad or quintuple rack to Annihilator, and I thought to myself, why can't we put this onto a smaller, more nimble, more agile frame? And I came up with the Cyclops Sleipnir. It is the perfect mech to run quad rack 2s on it with a lot of ammo and some extra cooling in form of extra double heatsinks. Now let's go quickly over the build. We have a light engine 300 as the basis. That gives us a speed of 54 kph, so that is quite fast for a 90-ton inner sphere mech. Then we have our quad rack 2s in both side torsos, and look at the placement of those rack 2s. They're fairly close to the cockpit and fairly close to the center of the mech, so convergence is not an issue, and they're also fairly high up, so you only have to expose about 40% of your mech to be able to shoot at targets. Then we have 5 double heatsinks in total outside of the engine, and the light engine, of course, also houses 2 double heatsinks. I've chosen to take light ferrofibrous here to be able to get another 3 ton basically in and use that to armor up the left arm a little bit and put an additional double heatsink in there. So the video that you're seeing has 1 heatsink less, but 1 ton of ammo more. But I found out that this is plenty of ammo. This is 6 tons in CT plus legs, plus another 2 tons in right torso and head. So a total of 8 tons of ammo, and that is enough. Guys, believe me, that is way more than you will need in most cases. Okay, we spoke about the armor, we spoke about the heatsink placement. You have to lower the legs a little bit. 59 seems a little bit low on a assault mech, but most people are going to shoot your legs. Most people are going to shoot you where they're getting shot from, which is this central area. And with the arms shielding, as you can see, the arms are not that big of a shield on the Cyclops, so it's okay to have them a little bit lower in terms of armor, and you will take most of your damage to your CT and side torsos. So don't be worried about lowering the legs a little bit. If you find yourself getting caught out through the legs, well guys, then go ahead, just lower the arms by about 20 each and put those in the legs, and you should be golden. Alright, let's have a look at the skill tree, guys, and it's a little bit convoluted this time, apologies for that, but I'll go over it as quickly as I can. So we're taking in the firepower tree enhanced RAC UAC 1 and 2, as well as magazine capacity 1 and 2. We have enough bullets with that, and also we have an increased ramp down duration on the racks 15%, so that's the jam bar dissipation rate on your rotary autocannons. And then we're taking heat gen, of course. On this side, we're taking heat gen over here towards the right, and we're taking those 2 heat gen nodes over towards the right and middle. But then we're also taking the left side of the tree. We take high explosive here to save 2 points in that I would have to spend on cooldown, so we're saving 1 point here. Going into heat gen 1 and 3, and then going down the left here to get another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total heat gen nodes. So the only heat gen node we're missing is this one over there. That is okay, I think. Then we go into survival. We have full armor on the survival tree, as well as some skeletal density, but as you can see, I didn't take the center of the tree here and that 1 skeletal density node over there. This is all to make this mech run as cool as possible. If you want to get that last heat gen node, you would have to sacrifice too much in the armor and skeletal density department, so I don't think that's worth it. Full operations tree, again, we've covered this time and time again to stay as cool as possible and to dissipate as much heat as possible, and important for us to increase our max heat by 15%, because that may be the difference between overheating and not overheating when one of the racks jams and then you're basically even. So very, very important to have. Nothing on sensors this time. We're focused on doing damage. We're not focusing that much on being left alive or staying alive. We need to find some good cover, of course, but sensors not that important. More important for us is to be able to keep shooting. And then last but not least, auxiliary tree, double cool shot with cool shot cooldown. That is essential. And then you can take either UAV or an artillery strike, and that is going to be the build for our Sleipnir today, guys. Let's take Odin's Warsteed into the battle. Let's jump into the jump ship and then go into the drop ship. Ha, see how I saved that one? I'll see you there. Welcome guys to Frozen City Classic. We are here in Odin's Warsteed in our Cyclops Sleipnir, and we're slowly but surely walking towards Bravo 4, where I expect it to be the first enemy contact. There we go. That's a huntsman already in range for us to start duck-eyeing onto, and he just likes his jump jets apparently. That's not a spot you want to be in against this mech. And as you can see, we're playing on a cold map, and even just that little bit of firing already increased my heat to 70%, so you gotta be very careful with this mech in terms of heat management, or else you will find yourself shutting down or burning through your core. But look at that, how much damage we just dealt to that Nova Cat, down to 85% with just one salvo. There's an enemy Atlas going in that I can't shoot right now. Let's see what we have here. We have a Nova Cat still lurming ahead, so let's go ahead and let him have the blue beans of doom, the quadruple blue beans of Dakar Doom. That should be the title of this video, but that will not fit onto a YouTube title bar. Let's go ahead and instead focus on engaging these guys. That is still again that Nova Cat. He's really taking a beating, and I'm just gonna go ahead and hold this position here. The enemy Atlas is slowly but surely dying. Very nice, 1 kill to 1 so far, the scoreline. Now, I'm not gonna go forward and rush into my own personal demise, because as you can see, I am already at the line of scrimmage. I am in one of the farthest forward positions, so going in any further would be suicidal. There's an enemy assault mech down below, I can't deal with him. What I can deal with, however, is that Zeus, if my teammate doesn't save him with his ass, which is exactly what he's doing right now, unfortunately. There we go, now we can go ahead and engage the Zeus and hopefully try and kill him. Okay, teammate gets the kill, very nice, and now we can go ahead and assist our teammate a little bit onto the enemy, whatever that is, over in the mountainside by the wreck of the dropship. And now we're gonna go ahead and massage this Marauder a little bit, pop the cool shot, but as you can see, not even the cool shot can do much against the heat generated by quad RAC 2s. The penalty is very severe, but it doesn't matter, because the extra DPS that you get is definitely worth it. Now, let's see what else we can find here. 4 kills over 3, it is looking okay for my team. There's an enemy Wolverine, there's also an enemy Stonecrow going around, so we're just gonna go ahead, engage some targets of opportunity, and do as much damage as possible, while still trying to remain relatively healthy. Okay, interesting. Rifleman up top here in Charlie 3, as well as a Lurm boat. And let's go ahead and try and pay them a visit, I would say. The Wolverine CT is open, side torso is open as well, so that is something to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and once again suppress this guy, and then turn towards an enemy. For example, here. Oh, hello there. What do you have, good sir? You've got flamers. Well, I've got bad news for you. I've got racks and you're dead. Yeah, he shouldn't have pushed into me like that. That was a little bit suicidal. The idea, of course, was sound, but still a little bit suicidal. So the rifleman still wants to duck on me, which is okay. I will just duck him back, and then I'm just gonna get shot here in the back by somebody. Oh, is it still the Wolverine? No, the Wolverine doesn't have any weapons. Somebody else shot me in the back, but that's alright. We got the Wolverine now, and now we can get to turn around and engage the rest of the enemy team. 6 kills to 8. It is not looking good. There's an enemy Panther shooting at my teammates, so again, we're going to, in a friendly way, persuade him to go somewhere else, and then we can direct our wrath and our attention towards that friendly mech coming out of the haze here, and that is a Kodiak. And 6 kills to 9, my team is slowly dying. I'm just gonna go ahead and engage the Kodiak, but this is not a range that I want to be engaging at. I want to be engaging at about 500 to 550 meters, where I can use my weapons and still have some space to maneuver, some space to go into cover. I'm overheating, all my weapons are jammed. I'm just gonna go ahead, go into shutdown, and hoping that I can come out of shutdown and get another salvo off, but alas, side torsos are gone, and TTB's mech falls, battered, bruised, and broken. But we did our job. Let's see if the rest of the team also did their job by looking at the scoreboard. But as you can see, guys, it has lots of potential and lots of power. 2 killing blows, 3 assists, 1,127 damage done, and 6 components taken out. With a little bit more range, you can easily do 1,500 damage or more. And as you can see, yep, there's a clear difference between how our mech performed compared to how anybody else performed on either team. And guys, if you enjoyed this content, check out my Patreon page, become an active supporter and an active member of Team TTB, the German Mechgineering. And we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the next map here. And it is going to be a lot of fun, because we are going to push the tunnel here on Crimson, and this is one of my favorite things to do in this game. If it's done right, it can be so much fun, and if it's done wrong, well, you just die horribly. Which of the ones we'll get? Well, I guess we'll find out in a sec here. For now, my teammate is pushing ahead, so I know the tunnel is clear up to this point, so I have no problems pushing in here. I'm gonna drop the artillery strike here. That is a special trick, guys, by the way. That artillery strike, of course, is not gonna hit us in the tunnel. It's gonna hit the enemies outside of the tunnel on the slopes of the mountain. Unfortunately, I'm not getting any hit reg here, so sad face, but let's go ahead and defend our Piranha buddy. Yep, somebody chasing in after the Piranha, and he just goes, uh-oh! Yeah, mistakes were made. I think you might want to get out of here while I will go ahead and engage your teammate a little bit. Also popping the cool shot here and just keeping the fire going. I don't really agree with the Piranha going in there because he's all alone and he's dead. That was a bad move, guys. You normally never want to go through this door here, because this door has a half concave around it that the enemy can use to shoot you. So if you're trying to get out there, you need to have your team pushing hardcore on the left flank, or preferably already have some people, as it is the case right now, pushing towards Delta 6 and then attacking the enemy from that position. That's the only reason why I'm sticking around here, is because I see that there is 3 or 4 teammates flanking towards the right. Otherwise, I would be with them, because this exit is a death trap in any case. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and continue to hold this here. The Arctic Wolf is passing once more. Give him a little bit more Daka. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to kill him, but I was able to get him to red CT. That's nice, so he's going to get killed with the next shot. Maybe we can go ahead and get some more fire downrange of these guys. As you can see, I'm falling back always. I'm trying to expose myself to the maximum of one enemy mech, get some good damage into them, and then get the hell out of dodge if I can, because that means I am limiting the amount of exposure that I have from enemy fire while maximizing the amount of damage I can do to one specific enemy mech. And that Cougar should be falling. Here we go. Now we can go in onto his buddy with the Novak head and let him know what I think of him. And of course I think of him that he should be gone from this world, so let's keep the massage up. And yeah, both his city and side trosses are all very much ready to be cracked open. Oh, and there's a Blood Asp jumping in, and of course he is going to receive the same treatment. Lots of Raka Daka. Now one weapon has jammed, which is perfect, because that means I can go ahead and keep firing all the others without having to worry about overheating. Again, enemy coming in, we take him out, and we stay inside the cover here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and push out, trying to go in on the enemy Night Gyre, and again, still sticking around that tunnel exit that I can use both as a temporary cover and as a hold for which I will shoot out of, and trying to hit the Jack here. Unfortunately, he's in cover now, and I also need to lower down my heat scale a little bit, so I'm very gingerly fighting against these guys. There is... Ooh, ouchie, that was painful. That was the Blood Asp. He hit me very well, but I gave as well as I took, so his side torso is gone now. His fighting capabilities are cut in half. However, my Sleipnir is now city open, and there's a light mech engaging me right now. I've got a buddy here with me, or 2 buddies actually, so hopefully this little pest here will be taken care of very soon, because I can't deal with it. Not unless... well, let's see, maybe we can scare him off a little bit. Nope, never mind. We are going for the big fish, instantly taking him down, because that is more important than my own safety, taking down the 75 tonner before he takes down my buddies. Okay, now we've got teammates in Charlie 5, we've got some guys in Delta 5 as well. I'm seeing a 95 or 98% Sun Spider on my lands that hasn't really done anything in terms of tanking some damage here for us, so I'm writing to him in the hopes that he will go ahead and throw himself into the fray and tank some damage, but as you can see, it ain't happening. And there is a reason for that, actually, and I want to make this clear. I actually looked the guy up, and I found out that he just started playing like this month or whatever, so you know what, for a new player, it's okay, it's okay. He probably didn't even read it, he was probably just overwhelmed by all the controls of the game, so it's fine. What I'm doing here right now is I'm trying to tank with my side torso against the machine guns, and in order to not die. But unfortunately, it was not enough. I didn't twist far enough, and he still was able to hit my back, and he was still able to hit my ass, and thus my mech succumbed. Okay, here we have our Sun Spider, still at 98% with triple Lerm 20s and Clan ECM. Yeah, what can you say? I can only say this. Looking at this, clearly a new player, arm lock is on and everything, but also the positioning is something that we should also be aware of. Guys, if you're running Lerms You need to be able to position where you can make those lerms count at every moment. And the exit of a tunnel that's 50 meters away from you is not the best position for a weapon that has a 180 meter minimum range, even though it's clan lerms that are going to do much below that 180 meters range. So the better position in this case would be to be in Delta 4, for example, still within the circle, but able to shell enemies as soon as they exit the tunnel, like, for example, that Summoner is doing right now. 11 kills to 7, however. The last target available and alive is the Marauder 5M, and he gets taken down by a teammate, and that means victory is secured for our team. So let's go ahead and have a look at the scoreboard. And again, guys, no hate against people who just started picking up the game. I've heard on my stream quite a few times already that people actually started playing the game because they watched my content, so you know what? That's great. 3 killing blows, 7 assists, 2 solo kills, 3 kills, most damage dealt, 850 damage done, 9 components taken out. Guys, I think that was a solid round as well. Try this build, you'll like it. Check me out on Patreon. Have a great day. TTB out.